What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. Welcome back to another post-game live show with me, Norbert. No Malik today. Something came up, so he's out, but he will be back for the post-Stuttgart game. But it's also good to have you on, so we can talk about our latest win. We finally won at home again. We need to say finally because we didn't do that the last three home games. It was a narrow win. It's a lucky win, some might say. It's a fluky win. It's an ugly win. It's not an impressive win. It's a worrying win. We will talk about it. But first off, how are you doing?
Yeah, man, it was ugly, but it was a win we needed, and it was much better waking up. I don't really care how we play it right now. It's just waking up knowing that we finally won a home game. And yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, in my preview, I said I don't really care how we win, to be honest. But when they went down to 10 men, I was like, okay, maybe now it's a good idea to, or like maybe now it's good to see if we can break down teams. And it might have gotten worse, to be honest, or like our struggle got
Yeah,
even worse. So we will talk about that. But like you said, a win is a win. I called it golden points. It could be turn out to be golden points. Napoli's winning games. They play horrendous football. If we're completely honest. But they're in it, and they find a way to win at the end of the day, and that's with one game a week. And we are playing every 3 days basically, and we have a lot of injuries right now. It's not an excuse; it's just a fact. Like we have injuries, it's just a fact, and that is always gonna take something away from consistency and so on. So we'll talk about all of that. But yeah, we won 1-0, own goal. Kind of. Let's get the assist came from probably the best player on the pitch overall. I thought Kalulu was excellent again, but because he got the quote unquote goal, I'm gonna call it Cabal. So let's start off with Cabal, and then we will talk about the game and all the rest, because we haven't spoken about him because he didn't play ever since that
yep.
halftime like getting hooked against Roma. He came in. I thought the first 10, 15 minutes, I was like, I can see you didn't play much lately. And then he just took off, in my opinion. And I was impressed. I really was impressed. And also confused, where I was sitting back and I was like, why did you not play for 6 games straight? So, Hugo,
Yeah,
what do you think of that
it's
performance?
crazy to me. Yeah, it's crazy to me that whoever Motta pulls out plays well. Like we knew more or less what he wants from Cabal and also Kalulu, because for me Kalulu was the MVP. He was so solid all year so far that I had to give it to him this time. But Cabal was really solid, and it's a good feeling to have Cabal available, and we can just bring him in, and he plays this like he played so solid. It was amazing. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Really good signing, Cabal and Kalulu. Like those guys are amazing, and we were really solid again in the back. Not even one chance Lazio had, and yeah, as we got the red card, I had this bad feeling that oh my god, it's gonna be just like we're gonna play like we play against small teams, and it's going to be hard to score now. And yeah, it was hard to score, but Cabal came and crossed, and thank you. I'm not sure, was it Romagnoli? Maybe, I'm not sure who scored the own goal.
No, he got the red card. Um,
Oh, he got the red card. Sorry. Yeah,
yeah, but I still have no
amazing
explanation
cross.
as of why we didn't see Cabal play for such a long time. To be honest, I'm still extremely confused because when he got pulled, at halftime against Roma, he didn't had a good half. It was, do I need to attack? Do I need to defend? And it was very confusing just to watch. That being said, 6 games without getting minutes is a lot. It's a very long time, if we're being completely honest. So something must have happened, in my opinion. We will probably not ever know what happened. But when I saw him play yesterday, I was like, why? Like, why? Because I'm not gonna sit here and say that was one of the best performances I've ever seen. You know, I'm not gonna do that. However, I was like, we could have used you in the past 6 games. We definitely could have used you. So it's confusing to me. However, it is very good to see that we have an option. And the moment that game happened, um, your boy got cooked, Savona, saying, "Oh, he doesn't need to play. Play Cambiaso." Cambiaso played as a winger yesterday because we had injuries. Everybody knows he's not
Yeah,
very effective, or like he's not as effective as he should, as we know him to be in that position. But it was an emergency. That's that. You know, it was an emergency. That's why he was playing there. But is there a case to for Savona to being benched because he is a different type of player, you know, just the way he plays the game. And I know a lot of people do not like that, you know, but what I do not like is that people now tell me, or tell not me, just go out there and say, oh, he's been horrible, Savona, because I don't think he's been horrible. He's just
no,
Savona, and that's the style of play. Period. You know, if you want something else, I can go with that. But I do not like you wanting something else, which is fair. But that therefore you need to slate Savona because that's who he is. That's his playing style. So do you think
yeah, and
we should be benching Savona?
I mean, for me, whoever Motta puts in is fine with me. I mean, obviously Savona I really like. He's my son, but he's still a kid and he still has a lot to learn, and sometimes it shows. But he needs some time. But also, he played okay. He didn't play a bad game. Like he does what he do, but he can't attack. That we know. He can't attack. He can go forward too much, although he scored a goal already. But for me, whoever Motta wants to play, let's do it. Because so far, every single time when I looked at starting 11, and I thought, oh my god, why is this starting 11 happening? And they proved me wrong. So I just can't tell who should be a starter, because whoever plays usually plays good. So for me, Cabal on the left and Cambias on the right. That should be the defense going forward.
I think I have a feeling we will see that against Stuttgart. People hit the like button, by the way, because I can only see 3 likes. But I have a feeling that we won't see Cambiaso as a winger against Stuttgart. That's just my initial feeling. But we will see. I think having the options again for me is important. For Motta, it's important, and like you said, whoever plays plays, and I think we will all just kind of roll with it and accept it at this moment in time, you know. But yeah, we talked about Cabal, who deserves this credit. I think he played extremely well, so we need to give him his credit, and we did that. Now let's move on to the game in itself. I know a lot of people are worried because I can see that from the comment sections in the video, underneath the video, where people are extremely worried about the performance. People are not bothered, where it's like, we won. What is your complaint? And there's a group of people, I think, sitting where I'm sitting, being like, it's a win. You take it. A lot of positives, but also the one thing that still kind of bothers me. Um, it is a win. It definitely is a win, and you just take it and leave it. Was it impressive what we did, you know, performance wise? No, but we did. I did my preview and people said I need a good performance. I was like, I don't really need that. I just need to win, you know, because I know the performance, even if we have an off day, which I don't think we did performance wise, we keep the ball very well. I think where people had the issues were the first 20 minutes before the red card, we had possession, but it was on our own half, you know. And I got to a point where I was like, that's cool, but you need to take some more risks. You're at home, you know. It needs to happen
Yeah,
a little bit, and we need to accept that. We need to we need to take some risk here and there because it was too slow. It was too predictable, and yeah, you have Kalulu with that run, and that breaks open the game basically. But those type of things you should be seeing more often, you know, because we keep the ball well. We
yeah.
know that, but now it's about, okay, can we find the openings, or can we find solutions when teams just sit back?
Yeah, and also again we had like big missed chances, like the um, Vlahovic. That was not like a big chance that you need to score, but he made a big chance out of it. I don't know how he managed to put that on goal, but the defender was really close. He hit the crossbar, and also also Douglas Luiz, that header that should have went in. But yeah, we didn't play well. We kept the ball. We had the ball a lot. Sometimes I didn't feel good about the game during it, obviously, and but Lazio didn't really have big chances, so that's good. And now our defense is the best in the past 60 years or something. I saw something. I'm not sure.
Basically ever,
Yeah.
throughout 8 games,
So
one goal conceded, and it's a
yeah,
pen. It's a pen as well.
yeah.
We
So
look solid, and we look
yeah.
solid
So
not because we
sorry.
really quick. We don't have world class defenders all over the place, but
Yeah,
we keep the ball. That's why we look
yeah,
solid. We keep the ball. We keep them away from
yeah.
goal, basically.
Yeah. They're not pressuring us. It never happens, basically. Um, but what I wanted to say, I forgot. Not sure, but yeah, our defense is amazing, and Kalulu is our Calafiore. So
Basically, like
yeah,
even if you look at the stats, um,
yeah,
they kind of
he's
back
really
that
good.
up. Like he's very good. He's playing extremely well. At a level I think he never thought he was gonna reach. Like it's ridiculous level he's playing at, to be honest, right now. Um, but it's like you said, with the two chances that came, like one wasn't like that was just Vlahovic, who by the way I thought played a very good game. There wasn't
Yeah,
much and I
yeah,
thought you could have easily got frustrated. We know how Vlahovic is, and it could have gone to shit. But even with the goal, like that was a good, like there was a good control from a kind of shitty ball as well. Plays it open for Cabal. I thought he played a good game, and he was just working with kind of scraps and still, trying to get things on target. Where it was like, it's like you're doing your best. I get it, but even if you get them on target, it's not good enough. The crosses were too low, too slow. Like it was kind of that type of evening. Um, are you still worried because this is game day 8? Is it right? It was match
yeah,
day 8. And we clearly have an issue. I know people say, oh, when teams sit back, everybody has an issue. To a certain extent, if like we have clear we cannot break them down consistently. We can't. That's just like consistently. We did it against Cagliari, I think, and we just wasted chances. That's it.
yeah,
But in general, I think it's clear and it's okay to say that. By the way, like it's okay to say that
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I would say we are not ready. Like it was such a big change between the Allegri and Motta's style. That is, they are still adjusting to that. And we have so many new players as well. Like there's no team in the world who are amazing with a new coach and this many new players. After what, not even 3 months. So um, I would say I'm a little worried, but it will work out, and hopefully the sooner the better. The Stuttgart game is going to be interesting, but Constantine will start probably. Um, so that should be something to look forward to. And also Inter, they're not gonna defend like all these teams, so that's also gonna be a different game, I think. So I think next Parma is, I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but yeah, just give them time. So far so good, and I think it will work out.
You know, it's not complaining because the title is a win, and you know what happened when we win like that. You know what people will say.
Yeah,
Some people will say, "Oh, last season you didn't like a win like this." We didn't win
it's
like this
different.
last season. Like last
Yeah,
season, if we won the way we won, we'd have come out of that game as well and be like, we were lucky we didn't concede 5. Or like I'm
yeah,
pushing it, but you know what? We would have actually we would have got dominated, and somehow we would have ended up winning the game. That's now not the case. Like we dominate the game, possession, whatever. It's just in front of goal. I don't think it's enough. That's just me. And
Yeah,
we clearly need players like Conceição, but we cannot rely on just one player to break it open. For example,
yeah,
he brought on Timothy Weah, and right now to this day still I have no idea what type of player. Like I have no. When you bring in Timothy Weah, if I'm a coach or like I need to do my put on my coach's hat, I'm like, what do you expect? Because he doesn't beat his man. He
yeah.
doesn't really link up and just overlaps. I don't know what like he has pace, but he doesn't use his pace. I'm not sure what the point is of Timothy Weah in general. Maybe you can explain that to me because he came
So
on and I was like, yeah, like I have no idea what to do with you, to be honest.
I I think because we needed to attack, he thought it's better to have Cambiasso and Vea on the right side than Savona and Cambiasso. That's the only thing. Because yeah, Vea is he has the speed, but he's not using one-on-ones to beat his man. So it's hard to describe. But basically, Vea was the only and Adzic. They those two were the only attacking subs we had, and he put them on. So that's that.
But also like let's say Stuttgart he starts Timothy Weah, which I have a feeling he will do by the way.
Mm,
If like the only way I can see Timothy Weah being effective is if Stuttgart play their own game and it's a bit open, and we
yeah.
can get him behind, then I'm like, cool. I can see what you potentially can do just purely on pace, not like the final pass delivery is not good to be honest when it comes to him. However, it's like okay, you can create some chaos, like you can create some space for other players to run into. Like at least you can do that. I'm trying to say. But when a team is close, for me, you need a player like Conceição who just beats his man, and creates a situation where you need to ask Lazio players to step in and they're 10 men and they leave holes. Timothy Weah came on and I was like, yeah, no. It's just it's a no for me. But
But Costa will start, man. It's he's healthy. It's okay. He will start. Don't worry.
who will start?
Where will sit on the bench? Consensao.
Oh yeah, he can play against um, Stuttgart, but I have a weird feeling about that Weah cameo. To be honest,
Mm,
um, are you sure about letting Pogba still go? Yes, 100% sure. 100% sure.
yeah.
Um, let's move on. Let's move on to some other stuff that happened or didn't happen. Let's talk about Douglas Luiz because he got his start. Did he do enough to say, yeah, that's your position? No. Did he do bad enough to say, oh, you're done? Also no. However, I don't think you come out of that game and think, okay, you convinced Thiago Motta or you have put Thiago Motta in a difficult spot, in a difficult spot to make a decision where it's like, I need to play Douglas Luiz. He didn't have a horrible game. He just had an okay game, in my opinion. There were some moments where I'm like, just calm down, I guess. I don't know how to explain that with him because he does stuff where I'm like, yeah, that's just pure talent. And then he does stuff where I'm like,
Yeah.
weird, very weird what you're doing there. Just giving the ball away instead of playing a simple pass, trying to do it difficult. Like I don't know what it is with him right now. Not a bad performance, but also not a performance to say, yeah, let's do that again, or like you 100% need to do that again against Stuttgart.
Yeah. So now that Kopenhagen is injured for several weeks, now Douglas Luiz has the chance to build himself up. Yeah, he didn't have a bad game, um, but I wouldn't say he got better. Like
He didn't.
yeah. So that's a little issue, but. I don't know. Maybe he needs more. And now his house got robbed, so that's also something that can affect him slightly, I guess.
They'll probably have insurance. He'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's the safety, the feeling of safety,
Yeah,
when someone
that for
enters your
sure.
house.
But yeah,
I don't
that
know.
for sure. Yeah, like that for sure. But
But what I want to say is that now he has the chance. While Koopmeiners is injured, he has the chance to show on training and during the games that he can do the job. And even if not, he's not starting up front, because maybe Motta will switch it up and Douglas Luiz will play a little more to the back, and I don't know, Fagioli will start as a 10. He still has the chance and he can show it now, and I think he needs to grab this opportunity, because so far it's he costs a lot of money and he's not showing what he's worth, and we will see.
oh yeah, for sure. Like the money one, but I think we could have told you that before we got the deal done. We talked about it. Um, but right now it doesn't look fantastic. It's the reality.
Yeah,
You know. Um,
yeah, we have time, so that's the only thing I can hope for, that we still have time, a lot of time from the season.
yeah, I get that. There is time. A season is long, but for him in his position right now, there's not a lot of time. Like quote miners, like you're gonna play. Because I'm not sure in what capacity McKennie is recovered for Tuesday. I'm gonna say not. To
Yeah.
be honest, not to start. I don't think that's very possible. Um, like the decisions are gonna need to be made. For Tuesday, and I think he will start again. But I don't know. I was watching that game, in the first half as well. Then down to 10, I was like, you're playing with four center backs, players who actually could potentially play center back. You have Cambiasso, who's a fullback, and then you have two players, Locatelli and Douglas Luiz, who were basically, I had a feeling they were sitting most of the game, and I was like, it's too much. Let Douglas Luiz roam a little bit, which I don't think we did as well. I think he's better if he can play slightly bit higher off the pitch, but that also didn't happen. So I don't know. It's not, excuse me, it's not impressive. It's not shocking, but it's just meh, and that's not good enough in my opinion to warrant
Maybe
a
he
starting
will throw
position.
Adzic in, you know?
I was considering that today, but I don't think he's gonna do that against Stuttgart. Well, let's
Mm.
talk about him because he came on, 18 years old, first minutes this season. Actually, probably the first week or so that he was actually fit this season. He struggled with
Yeah.
injuries, a bit unlucky. Um, Came on, and again, it's 20 minutes, and a lot of people look good in 20 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. However,
Yeah.
he looked very good. Like finally, I think it's the first time I
Com-
saw a player take shots from outside of the box and actually
yeah.
good ones on target, not second
Yeah.
row or just some fluffy ball where it's really good shots on target. And on top of that,
Yeah.
he's strong. Like he looks
Yeah.
strong. He doesn't look like you can bully him off the ball, which is
Yeah.
interesting. But 20 minutes or so, I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. He's 18, man, and for me, what was striking, how mature, like how calm he is. Like you didn't see like, oh, what was going to happen. Yeah. He went. He asked for the ball. He shot from distance as well, and he shot it at goal on goal. The keeper had to make saves, so I think he was pretty solid for a Kamau. Like he was really good. And I can't wait to see him more.
Yeah, he's gonna play. Like he's not under review. Douglas Luiz, he cannot get suspended for that punch. He can't. Because people were saying that that's not a punch as well. To be honest, if he just
Yeah.
knocked the player out on his face, that was not the case. It was. It should have been a card. If he saw that and he got the card, I was like, yeah. But Bastoni didn't get that last season against Verona, where he actually elbowed a player in the face. It didn't happen. Afterwards, you cannot get suspended for that. If that happens, and the club is silent again, it's insane. Because
Yeah.
that's not normal.
In
He's not
England,
gonna.
you can.
In England, you
In
can.
England, you can,
But
but it's different.
In Italy, not.
Yeah.
Unless they change the rules, because I remember with that Bastoni one, that was the debate, and it was they came out and they said it is it should have been a red or so on. However, we cannot go back. It happened and it's done basically. But that kind of tells you the mindset he's in right now. But it's not a punch to the face. What people were saying, that's a load of rubbish, you know. But if you suspend him, then you probably should have been suspending Gatti as well, because he did the same against Napoli when he came on, like in the
Yeah,
first
but it was
5
also
minutes.
stupid.
It was stupid,
It
but
was
it's
stupid.
not.
He
Like I
shouldn't have
said,
done it. And why? There was no point.
the minds. I don't know. Maybe something was being said during the game between the two, and he saw a moment. But still, like
Yeah.
you can't, you know,
Yeah.
because if that was like VAR saw that, to be honest, but I don't think they deemed that a red card, and then you cannot really call the ref back.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. They saw that, or actually they came out
Yeah.
and said we saw that, but we cannot.
Wasn't strong
You
enough.
cannot even call the ref to say he's on a yellow. Maybe that's a second yellow. That's also not allowed with VAR. Again, unless the rules has changed, they can only call the ref to say it's a potential red card. It's not, oh, it's a potential second yellow. They cannot do that. That needs to be on the. But the refereeing was awful, by the way. Like the fact that they let the play go on with the Kalulu one,
Yeah.
Romagnoli one, was
Yeah.
actually insane.
Crazy.
Like it was actually crazy. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, really? You needed VAR to see that? Like, come on. Everybody saw that. Even like he knew what he did. Like that was clear, because if he touched that ball would have gone in a completely different direction. Like it was just
Yeah.
very clear he never got the ball. But even the line, like the coach on the sideline, I was like, really? Like, what are you actually watching? You know, actually shocking. But it is what
I
it is,
was
I guess.
completely expected that to be, just not be anything,
Oh,
because how we are lately with the VAR. So
yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, like just like even the pen for Napoli today, I was watching that. I was like, oh boy, like what are we actually doing? The pen we got against Cagliari, those are rules. But I'm like, ah man, you're kind of killing. Like, if not, you already killed the sport. Like, let's be completely honest. You know, it's not fun anymore. It's too much. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. It takes the fun. I was watching or watching. I had Liverpool on, and man, throughout that game, the amount of time they needed VAR, the amount of time, extra time, VAR back, I was like, oh man, this is not a fun top game to watch. You know, it's too much non-football basically, but it is what it is, I guess. Um, let's move on. Let's move on to somebody said Locatelli, but I would just want to talk about that midfield in general, because um, the subs kind of made the difference. I agree with Motta. I said it in my match reaction, and actually I only listened to Motta's post game after I did my reaction. He said the same thing. When Danilo came on, it was more direct. You know, some of the balls, like it wasn't I passed it to Fagioli. It was like, I'm just gonna go straight to Timothy Weah. You know, it was quicker,
yeah,
and I praised Danilo for it because it was needed. And also with Fagioli, he steps up and he was playing on the edge of the box consistently. You know, and that was the
yeah,
difference. It was a completely different vibe to it. You know, it was more okay. We're gonna pin Lazio completely back in their own back line, and that's what we're gonna do, and try to just wear them out. And then finally, it did happen as well. But with Fagioli, right now, are you like, yeah, you need to start him? Even though I'm not a fan of him playing as a 10, whatever, behind the strikers, I'm not really a fan of that. But can you bench Fagioli right now? Even if, let's say, McKennie is fit and Koopmeiners is fit as well.
it's really hard. But I think our starting midfield is Locatelli is one for sure. Even if, but come on, I don't know. Like yesterday as well, he wasn't bad. He was okay. It's just not.
No, it
It's
wasn't
not Coop
bad. It was
Miners.
just, no,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
bad. It was
So
just,
average,
yeah, it
maybe.
was just not underwhelming. Not like a bit, not anonymous, but nothing to say, oh wow, you know, no highlight
Yeah.
moment.
So Thankfully, I'm not the person who needs to decide who sits from the midfield, but right now, because of the injuries, it's kind of selects itself almost. But yeah, Fagioli was really good lately, and yesterday as well. I what you said, like he showed up where he needed to be, and he had some nice balls. So yeah, I would say it's hard to bench him, but Motta needs to decide. Thankfully, so it's a good problem. No, finally that players play kind of with a better form and not like last year.
I agree, but some might counter act that and say, "Oh, we don't have consistency in the squad. If you make so many subs, but if that's what Mota wants and he thinks is sustainable and needed, to build this, his new Juve side, whatever you want to call it, then I will accept that. I will just accept that and I will just go with it. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
we won. We did what we had to do. I watched Inter put it on. They didn't play fantastic. I know it's away to Roma, but it wasn't fantastic. I've watched Napoli. That was actually horrible, to be honest. They were not good. And I think whoever supports Empoli is going to have a bad night sleep today because should have never lost that game, not in a million years. But we won, and that's it. We move on to Stuttgart. So before we wrap it up, what are your thoughts? Because actually, we play Tuesday. It's going quick now, and then we play Inter, and then it's
thankfully.
Parma midweek again. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of football. The only thing that's weird is that the kickoff time for Inter, I saw it was 5 o'clock. That cannot be right, right?
mm.
That that's
That sounds crazy. Yeah,
that's something weird.
I'm not
It's
sure.
probably a mistake. I will check it out in a second. But what do you think about Stuttgart? Are we gonna go 9 for 9?
So yeah, I think Stuttgart will not hold back. They are super interesting to me because this year already they had like crazy games where they played really bad, some games where they played good. So it's like really unpredictable for me. And definitely they are not as good as they were last year. Maybe it's just my opinion, but
No, they're
I was
not.
yeah. So yeah, I think they're not going to defend or yeah, it's going to be balanced. They try to play balanced. They will not defend, and I think we will win 2 nothing, something like that, 2 3 nothing. Uh, I think it's going to be a lot easier than Lazio, to be honest. And I know Stuttgart, but no, they are a German team. I don't care. We will win, and they will play. It will be open, a lot more open. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean you're right. I think they won the first game. I think like away to Gladbach. Then they beat
yeah,
was it I think Dortmund like 4-1, 5-1,
yeah,
6-1, something crazy like that. And then they drew a lot of games. To be honest, they actually drew a lot of games. Or no, I think they lost
they lost as well. Yeah,
they lost the first game of the season. I think it was. I'm not. I'm a bit confused right now, but it is up and down. With him, it's a bit weird. But again, um, they have some very interesting players. They do have some interesting players. They score a lot of goals, but they concede a lot of goals. It's a very like I
yeah,
don't know if people watch Stuttgart. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that I sit at home and watch Stuttgart. Um, but I have watched bits of them when they're on, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes there, 20 minutes there. It's a bit open. It's a bit all over the place. You can have a fantastic performance, but in the
yeah,
same game, defensively, it's a kind of horrible performance as well. So they will not defend. They will not come to the stadium. I don't think any German team will go to an away game and just sit back. I don't think that's who they
yeah,
are. So it should be playing in our hands with Consasawa back. It should be playing in our hands, to be honest. So I'm
yeah,
fairly confident, and yeah, if you get out of 9, that's just fantastic. It really
yeah.
it would be amazing. But that's for Tuesday.
Yeah,
Um,
and we would need what 14, 15 points to go through. Basically, that's the prediction.
that was a
Um,
prediction. Yeah, yeah. We again, if you beat Stuttgart, then you should be making it out of the group. I think you have Lille away, you have Benfica at home, Bruges, Man
Yeah.
City, and somebody else.
Mm,
Somebody
yeah,
else, I think.
not sure, but I checked in the meantime, and Inter, it's a Saturday from 6.
But
It's
6,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
so it's
crazy.
5 my time.
No, your time 6.
Really? Then it's a mistake
Yeah,
on the Juve website. It's at 5 my time. Okay, 6. It's still weird. It's a top game. Should be a very late kickoff, but it's not, and it's horrible. It's a horrible time to
I don't
watch
know.
football.
I don't know how did they think that the Fiorentina Roma needs to be the game at night
I have no
from
idea as
the
well.
8:45
I-
game.
no idea.
What is
Absolutely
that?
no idea. Oh, Villa. Villa's the other one. Oh, that's what
Mm,
when the draw came out, I was like, that's gonna be the toughest game. I know Man City is in
yeah,
it, but it's like it's at home. I expect us to do something more at home.
yeah.
Villa away is probably the game I'm looking at being like, "Oof, tough one, really tough one.
But also the expectations, because no one expects any team to beat City,
Maybe
but
as well.
Villa is different.
Maybe
Aston
as
Villa
well.
is different, so yeah,
Maybe as well. But you'll see, that's still well, that's far, far away. At that point when we play them, we can basically say, yeah, we're just gonna make it out of it, because the other teams are
yeah,
that bad. But let's focus on Stuttgart now. So tomorrow preview, and then Tuesday the game, and Wednesday you will be back, and Malik will be back as well, and hopefully we can
nice.
talk about another win, I guess, and we can build up the biggest game of our season. One of the two biggest games. It's home and away of our season, of Inter season, and probably the game when the fixtures draw is. That's the first game I'm looking for. Always, where's Inter?
Yeah,
Home and away, and then I will check the rest. So it's gonna be an interesting and busy week, but it's good. It's good that we have so many games. But
yeah.
Norbert,
Finally, I love this that we have so many games, and
as
not
well.
1 week between them. Yeah,
No, that was too much. That was just way too much. Like,
yeah,
not for me. But we're gonna wrap this one up. People, hit the like button if you didn't hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Also like the video. If you're rewatching it, I'll be back tomorrow, around 10ish my time, so an hour earlier than today for the preview, and then Tuesday match reaction, Wednesday post game as usual, and let's see, and then we will build up to Inter. Thanks for watching, and speak to you guys soon. Ciao.